Hello, good afternoon. My name is Unica Walcott. I am the host of Career Conversations. And today I have the pleasure of introducing to you all Jamar Jones. He's the owner of Foureva Media, where they do everything from podcast and digital strategy to booking speakers. He's also recently published a book, and we're going to talk about that today and just really what it takes to be a media mogul. And so I would like to introduce you all and welcome Jamar Jones to the show. Hey,
Hey, what's going on? I just
not
flew
much,
in.
just hanging out in the library today. So glad you could be a part of the show. Thank you for agreeing to be on and talk about Forever Media and
Yeah.
also your book, Change Your Life, Change Your Circle. I hope didn't say it backwards.
Uh, Change your circle, change your life.
Change.
You
I
gotta change
knew
the
I,
circle first, and then you change your life.
I said it backwards. I was like, don't do it backwards. Don't do it backwards. I still did it backwards, y'all.
It's
And
all
this is
good.
part of what makes it live and human. Welcome to. Okay, so change your circle, change your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you tell your family that you're owner of Forever Media
hmm
and author of a book, what do they think? Like, what does that? What do they think that means?
What? I mean, he said my family.
Yeah, what do they think that means?
Yeah. I mean, well, they're very great. Grateful and proud. Of what I've achieved so far.
Hmm.
I think they are from a background of. I know my dad and my mom at different times have definitely ventured down the entrepreneur route a couple times, but also worked different jobs as well. So they definitely understand the entrepreneur mindset a little bit. Now the author part was kind of like, whoa, you're an author also, and they're just more shocked than anything, but not shocked at the same time because they know my personality and my drive. So
Well, that's good. So they weren't super shocked. They were just like, okay, this is an addition to the program. So when people ask, what do you actually do? What do you share with them?
yeah, what I actually do is so I definitely tell them I'm an owner of Forever Media, which we focus on branding, um, strategy, video, podcasting, events. And I have a team of 10 people. And really, what we do is we know how to market like an entertainer. That is what we do. Um, in a nutshell, we know how to brand and market like your favorite artist or your favorite band. And we
Okay,
know how
so
to get that promotion, that aesthetic, that look, that fandom, and we know how to translate that into business.
then who's your favorite entertainer?
My favorite entertainer. Oh my god! I mean, entertainer in the sense of it's got to be all the classics. Michael Jackson. Um, I do love Ti. I have seen
Yes.
Ti's concerts a few times. I opened up for him one time, and he is a beast. He is a beast performer. Very underrated. But yeah, you got to give it to the classics, even the Temptations or people that really just know how to put on a show. You got to give it up to them.
Putting on a show, that's true. I feel like sometimes that's a lost art. Like I'm shocked you didn't mention Beyonce. Like that's everybody's like
Oh my
favorite
God,
entertainer.
and Beyonce, of course, Beyonce. That's like without that doesn't have to be said.
Don't worry, I'm not Beehive. I'm not coming for you. Um, I just that's usually my first person that comes to mind when we talk about like your favorite entertainer. I'm like, oh, I'm like, so you can help me build a brand like Beyonce? Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Um, so we talked a little bit about what you actually do, running Forever Media.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about being a media company owner?
Yeah, my favorite part of just everything that I do is providing opportunities for others. It's really creating platforms and giving other people a shot and coaching and mentoring, and just helping rise and build up others. That's my favorite part. I mean, of actual work of what we do. I love that we're in the creative space. We get to do a lot of fun stuff. Like we just got back from Dallas, Texas. We threw an event in 2 weeks with a
What,
LinkedIn
2 weeks?
influencer.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
the event with Shay, right?
Yeah, with the LinkedIn influencer named Shay Rowbottom. She's amazing. And we did her birthday LinkedIn meetup event in Dallas, Texas, and we did all the event planning, the strategy of it, and the execution for the whole event. And we had DJ, food, drinks, supercars outside, limo. It was at a
In two
brewery
weeks.
in 2 weeks.
Okay, DJ, limo, food in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, if you've never planned like an event, like that is extreme. Like most people are having a hard time putting together a birthday party in 2 weeks for the
It's like,
kids.
yeah, yeah. It's like second nature to me. I don't know. Like just throwing the event. I've did a lot of all my own promotions when I was an artist
Okay.
for music. So I did a lot of shows and I had to organize those. And now it's just like second nature to do events, conferences, big or small. I just know the ins and outs and also how to be persuasive and negotiate.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you got it done in 2 weeks, then we are on to some stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So we're having some tech issues. Ramsey says she's having trouble logging in. Give me 1 second. What I'm gonna do is I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull
Not a
the links and
problem.
share them for YouTube and Facebook. The issue looks like it's actually with LinkedIn. It's not anything I can fix at the moment. So I want to
Okay.
keep this recorded. And what I will do is once we're done, I'm gonna load the replay so everybody can catch it that
Okay.
didn't catch it
Cool.
live. This is a
Cool.
first, but hey, you work through it.
It's all
That's it.
good.
So give me just a moment. That's like this is the joy of live. It's like, look, I
We
can't I
live.
can't make
We
this
live.
up. Okay. So you can hear me in the background.
Say, look, I can't make this up.
So
Okay, this is the joy of
okay.
life. You can hear me in the background. Say, look, I can't make this up.
Love it. I come from the world of production, so this is easy for me. I already understand. Love it.
So we're gonna go to the LinkedIn. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute myself.
I already understand.
So
Good time for a sip of coffee.
okay. So this is the joy of the live shows. Beautiful. Okay, so tech difficulties. Um, and LinkedIn is like, yeah. Okay. All right. And so you guys got to watch me just like make a couple updates. I added some links. There's a link to watch it. Also, it's live streaming on
So you
YouTube
guys got to
currently.
watch me just like make a couple updates. I added.
And I'm gonna close the YouTube channel out because now you guys are getting echo. All right. So Here's the fun of live productions, guys. Thanks so much for working with me. I see Ramsey got the
All
link.
good.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so
All good.
that's an
All
alternative
good.
view and option. I do sincerely apologize. This is one of those issues that is beyond my control. LinkedIn has sent me a notification that their platform is not properly functioning, and so, given that I do have StreamYard, this interview will be recorded. I will send the replay to everybody who said they were attending today in the LinkedIn Live event, and we're going to keep going with the interview. Jamar, thank you for being a guest.
Oh,
So,
it's all right. It's all good. I understand the game, so
oh
it's
my
all
gosh,
good.
yeah. So that look, I'm doing the best I can, but I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm glad you guys are sticking with me. Thank you. So Jamar, we talked a little bit about your background, how you become an owner of Foureva Media, what your family thinks you actually do. We have
Yep.
talked a little bit about how you put together this magnificent event for Shea Road Bottom in like 2 weeks with a DJ, food, supercars outside, 2 weeks. So is this like a part of what you normally do at Foureva Media, or is this something that's
Yeah.
a new addition to the brand?
I would say that in this particular aspect of doing these events with influencers, a little bit new. You know, we kind of call it like a business pop-up event.
Mhm.
But we've done some of these on like a smaller scale, but you know, with other speakers. But I would say in this capacity, especially, you know, we're in Milwaukee and going all the way down to Texas. That was a crazy, you know, we haven't done something like that, but I think that we're going to continue to do it. I know we're thinking about Denver, Miami in a couple months here, so
Okay,
we're going to
I'll
keep
be on
this
the lookout.
moving.
I'm not too far from Miami. I'm in Orlando,
Oh,
so depending
yeah,
on what the
yeah.
event is, I don't want to invite myself, but if there's like a ticket, I might have to grab one. So,
Okay, okay, that would be awesome.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
sweet.
So, well, that's exciting. So what made you decide to launch a media company?
Yeah, I mean, really out of necessity.
Oh,
That's really where it came down to. I was working, so I was doing music, but also I was working a daytime job in IT. So I was an IT manager there, and you know, eventually the company that I was at, the office, we had about like 40, 45 people there, and there was layoffs.
ah,
So what happened is, you know, I had to figure out, do I want to go back into IT or do I want to do something for myself? And I grew up in a home where my family moved around a lot.
okay,
So I was like, I was kind of used to the layoff thing. And I'm like, I don't want this to be my life of constantly having to accept these layoffs. And it kind of determined my destiny. So I wanted to take that in my own hands. And so I started my company, just really anything that I was kind of good at, you know, basically everything creative. I had graphics, I was doing beat making, I was doing artist consulting, I was doing all types of stuff. And then it kind of narrowed down to something that everybody really was like, hey, this is really good. I want to do that with you. And then that was videography. You know,
okay.
videography was kind of the piece that really took off.
Oh, that's really cool. So you said, look, I'm gonna let you guys help shape this. I've got a multitude of talents and things people pay me for. Let's see what really sticks and resonates with my tribe.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the video took off and then eventually we kept giving videos to people. They didn't know how to use them. So I was like, I need to I want some more skin in the game to make sure this is profitable for you and this is a good investment. So that's why we got into the marketing space. And then eventually we got back into well, we're doing video. We did a lot of events also, but now we're into the event marketing and planning because I'm like, I've been running events my whole life, you know, pretty
Right.
much, you know, so I'm like, I know how to do this, and so now we're really teaming up with a lot of good organizations and businesses to execute events.
Okay. So do you have like a bucket list event? Like what's an event you've been daydreaming of planning?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked this. I am so glad, and this is the platform I'm going to announce it on. Okay,
Okay.
so next year, 2022, we are launching a 2-day conference, which is Market Like an Entertainer Conference.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to be in Wisconsin. Really, the location to be determined. I'm still scoping and scouting.
Okay.
But it's going to be a conference where not just your typical, you know, you sit, get in a seat, listen to keynotes and that type of stuff. We'll have a couple keynotes, but I want to have it be an experience. So we're going to have experience centers
Hmm.
around where people can kind of go to. Think of it like Best Buy. You walk in, you got that Apple section, you got your TV section, and there's always those reps that kind of come by
And
and
they like know
explain and
everything
help you.
about like
Yes.
this particular area. So there's no question you're going to ask us and to stump them.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have these centers where all the things that we do. So we're gonna have a podcast center, a branding center, an event center, social media, and etc. So we're gonna have those centers where people can kind of walk around, look at the equipment, look at the softwares and things that we do. But then at night we're gonna have a concert. So I'm
Wow.
gonna bring in artists to actually be a part of this concert at night because we got to really teach people how to market like an entertainer, and we're gonna have a lot of influencers there, and it's gonna be awesome. But my goal is 1,000 people will be there. That's my
I
goal.
think that's super doable. And it sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, where else are you going to get a conference and a concert?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like that right there is like the icing on the cake, because a lot of us go to these conferences. Yes, we have to network, we have to go to our trainings and meet people and exchange cards. And most of the time we're counting down to the end of the day when we can all meet each other at happy hour and talk about what's really on our mind.
Right, and a lot of times that's where the real business gets done too.
Very true. So
So I'm like, how can we create an exciting event, but also with the entertainment element to it, and then have a good time. And I'm doing different genres of music. It won't just be one genre. Like different bands, different artists will come in that I want to give them a platform to shine.
okay.
But in a business setting, so it's gonna be fun.
I think that's a really exciting. I like when people come in and they say something that's like out of the box. They're breaking up old models and trying new things. So I'm really excited to see how this goes.
Yeah,
Keep me posted on the event. I definitely happily share it with my audience. I know a lot of people that are
awesome.
looking for ways to build their brands and grow their people. I'm talking to a few other people who are brand builders, for lack of better words, over the next couple of weeks. So I hope that people find what they need. I also realize this time of the year, a lot of people are planning their budgets and their businesses.
Yes.
And this is one of those things you want to not skip in the line items. So
Hmm. Hmm.
if you're looking for somebody to help build a brand, you need to get in touch with Jamar. If
For
this is the
sure.
kind of work that you're looking for and not really sure where to begin. As you said, you made videos for people and it was like, that's great, but they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah. People will
Um,
always come to us and they want something like a kind of like a checklist item, and then we ask deeper questions, and that's really, we always typically start with strategy. That's really first and foremost thing, because we got to make sure that everything is there, and what we're going to do for you is actually what you need. Because we've done it before. I'm not just going to come in and do this little part and then get scooted to the side, because it's not really a return on your investment, and that's not really what I'm about.
right. You want
We
to make sure
really
that what
want to
you
make
offer is going to be effective and get the results they expect. And sometimes people come and they're asking for one thing and it's like, that is a good idea, but that's not going to yield the result that you're expecting. Let's talk about how we
exactly.
can build out the process and the tactical pieces that'll get it done.
Yeah, exactly, and we can do the execution on it. So after we talk about it, we can do it.
Oh, I
So
mean, well, that's a one-stop shop. Then you don't get handed a plan and sent off to Disneyland to go
yeah,
look, figure out where you're going in the park. Uh,
exactly, exactly.
so that's good. I like it. I like it a lot. And so you are running Forever Media. When did you find time to write a book? Let's talk about this.
Unique, I didn't. I didn't find time to really find a book. I write a book. I just squoze it in at night. I had these things, kind of like book writing sessions that I did with my team. So after a hard day work, then we would basically have like a 3 hour session where I would just start to ramble off different topics and ideas that I had for the book. That
Mhm.
would get recorded, and then I would kind of break down that content, and then really put it into a book format. So I just made the time. I mean, really, people need to. You will always make time for the things that are most important to you.
True.
There were times towards the end where I didn't really feel like I was going to finish it, because I just got so busy. I'm like, I just don't have time to sit around. And it was at that point where it wasn't in my strong suit. It wasn't in my superpower to do the editing, grammar, all the stuff that I find, absolutely, that's just not in my strengths. So that's
You
why
strike me as a person that's like, I don't like to be in the weeds. You like the big picture and you like bring the people around you that are excellent at executing the more nuanced pieces of the vision.
of course, like, I mean, the organization of it. I mean, I am very tactical person as well. So I do
Mhm.
like to see kind of the process and how it's broken down. But as far as like just like getting that detailed into every little word, okay, what about this? What about that? It's just like that's not in my that's why I surround myself with those type of people that can also execute that. So that way it's a perfect flow. It's a perfect flow. So um basically just forced myself, made the time, and
He said I
um
forced myself.
I forced myself the right foot because I knew what the outcome would be. So I wanted it to happen. And I'm so glad that I finished it.
Okay. And so what did you do to celebrate?
That's good. So I celebrated with I'm like these are good questions because these are things I'm trying to work on as for myself is trying to celebrate more of the successes. So just got with close friends and family and be able to celebrate that. And then we had a book launch party event at our office in the lounge area. Um, and just be able to celebrate success and do pictures, sign books, and um, yeah. And so I mean that's really what I've done so far. I still have yet to really just sit down and just like stare at the cover, I think, and like just be like, holy crap, I wrote a book.
Okay, so you have to make time for that too.
I do.
Like
I
force
do.
it. I'm gonna call and check on you in a couple weeks and be
I
like, hey,
do. I need to. I need
have
to. I
you
keep
have you had
moving.
that moment to like appreciate all of the push and the pull and the struggle to make this happen? Like that part is done. And then you can figure out what's next and how you're gonna market it, like an entertainer.
Yeah, yeah. I need to do that. I really do. I need to force myself to do that as well. I need to.
Agreed.
You're
Agreed.
100% right.
So if people were gonna get your book, where can they get it?
They can get it at iamjamarjones.com/book.
Okay.
But you could definitely use that link that's up on the screen because that will go to all my speaking and podcasting and the book that's there. It's also on Amazon, but I like to
Okay.
send people there because they can get a good, flow of what the book's about and everything, and then they can click the button to buy from Amazon.
Okay, so there's plenty of options to purchase. I am jamarjones.com,
Yep.
Amazon, and that way you can kind of get your hands on what's next. What is the book about for somebody that's kind of curious about, okay, is this book for me? Who is this book for?
Yeah. The book is about how to evaluate your current circle and how to get into new ones.
Okay.
So we all are around these groups of people all the times, and usually they're the people that are closest to us. So they're your friends, family, coworkers, spouse or partner, or it might be just acquaintances that you run into. Maybe you got a volleyball league every Thursday, or something like that. And you have these groups of people where they're directly influencing your everyday decisions in your life. And sometimes you're not aware of it, and you don't realize why you're at the place that you're at today is because of that influence. And so it's about how to analyze and evaluate that current circle, and then how do you get into the new ones that will get to where you're trying to go and reach your goals.
That's a great point. I think a lot of times people think that the key to success is like, I got to go get this next degree or this next thing. And it's really the relationships that carry you. A lot of the great things, in fact, the best things that I've accomplished have been a result of, relationships with my family and friends. Heck, I mean, my current profession is really a result of my husband going, look, I believe you could do this. They're looking for somebody.
Right.
Take the
Right.
job.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
we were still dating at that point. So people, I
Yeah.
think, sometimes take for granted also like the people next to you. I think a lot of times you join organizations and you're always looking up at the C-suite and figuring out how to get your way. And a lot of times the way is one of the people sitting next to you.
Right. And imagine if you would have had your husband say like, no, that don't do that. Like you're
Hmm.
not ready, or
Right.
like some negative things where you would have been like second guessing, like, am I? Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm not, and you wouldn't have took that step forward. And then that's the limitation and the influence that people sometimes experience within their life, and they wonder like, why am I still here? Why does everybody else look like they're flying and I'm still on the ground? And but the cool thing about the book is that it's 50% mindset and 50% action. So it's
Oh,
ways that can really, so you get that mindset, you craft it, but then I literally have like action items that you can take right now, today, or at least within the next week, of things that you can do and to start to have this change.
Okay, so this is one of those books that's like, okay, I can actually take a tangible thing from here and tomorrow I can apply it. It's not going to take 6 months and a move to Alaska.
Yeah.
I mean, because you read some
Right.
of these books and they're like, you have to now, be a completely different human. And it's like, okay, look, I need some regular stuff for like regular
Right.
people who've
This
got to
is
make
this is
dinner.
yes, yes. This is exactly that. I just had somebody tell me yesterday that they're halfway through the book, and she was like, "You are very just real and raw, and it's just in a form of like very transparent vulnerability." And I really believe that somebody could, if you read this whole book and you actually do the action items, there's no way you can't change your life. There's actually no way. I want somebody to tell me they've done all the steps and they still haven't done it, then that means there's something very wrong. If
Yeah.
if you have done all the steps, because I think it's pretty much impossible, even by just chance, that you stumble upon something. I mean,
He's like, look, he's like, this is so straightforward. You can do it on accident.
you could literally do this on accident. You can change your life with that.
Oh, well, we want people to do things
Yeah,
purposefully, but I get you. Like you're saying, look, I've written this in a way that you don't have to do mental gymnastics to understand what the steps are to create the
yeah,
outcome you desire.
yeah,
Uh, I
yeah,
think that's a really positive approach. I think sometimes, like I said, read self help books, and I'm like, can I get my money back?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
Like
what am
I'm
I actually
stressed out
supposed to
reading
do?
this.
Yeah, yeah,
So no, that's
exactly.
exciting. For people who are interested in, running their own business or particularly a media company, what advice would you give them for getting started?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. Um, first thing I would my advice for anybody that's running a media company or really any company, um, really make sure, are you a technician or are
Hmm.
you an actual entrepreneur?
Huh.
So those are two different things. A lot of people are good at one role that they're really good at, like, oh, I could do this for myself. But then you run into that, you become a real entrepreneur and you're like, this ain't for me. You have to be a leader. You have to be able to have some blood, sweat, and tears, some lonely nights. You have to be able to hit some very deep lows that will challenge you as a human being. For an entrepreneur, it is no game. And a lot of
Hmm.
people say, I want to work for myself for the freedom. Let me tell you, in the first in the first 10 years, you ain't gonna be free. I tell you that right now.
He said the
It's,
first 10 years you ain't gonna be free. Just
you're
be
not.
ready to like sign them
You're not.
off.
It's like having a baby. It's like having a baby. You're not going to. It's like, oh yeah, I want to have a baby so I could, teach them my own, methodology, philosophy, all this other stuff. And it's like, well, look, that first 13 years or something like that. I mean, they are dependent on you.
Yeah,
So
the whole
it's the
idea of
same thing.
philosophy. What does that mean? They're like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm
And
hungry, feed me. And that's the same thing as a business. Hey, feed me cash, because if you don't, I ain't gonna be here.
so
That's
look,
exactly the same thing.
the feed me
Yeah,
cash ring up, that is so real. And people
I
don't talk
mean,
about like, and I've had this conversation. I hired a career coach recently, and some of the conversations we got into is like, is this a business or is this a hobby? Is this a project? Like you really have to understand the difference. It's one thing to be passionate about something. Like I call career conversations my passion project. I'm not really interested in like trying to chase money with this. This is really about me
right,
finding a space to show people what possibilities are professionally and how they can grow, and that also being a professional does not mean being a robot and punching in and punching out. There's
right,
so much more to life than showing up to work every day. And so
100%. And you never know where this is going to take you too. That's what I love about this, is that you're starting on that journey, or on that journey, and you never know what avenues that's gonna take you down, and that's exciting. And that's honestly what entrepreneurship is all about. Is you never know where it's going to take you, but you have to be willing to grit through and really know that you're not going to be a millionaire or super rich or something overnight. It's not possible. And you need a team of people. So if you think you're going to do it by yourself, you're wrong. You're not going to do it by yourself. You
say that
need a
louder for the
team of
people in the
people.
back who are like, I I can do everything. It's like, well,
You
if
can't.
if the goal is for
You
you to
can't.
like, pay the mortgage, maybe yeah. But if you're like trying to like, run a Coca-Cola or a Facebook, you're gonna need a team.
Right, right. And you have to. There's no way around it. So, a lot of people think they can do everything, but you literally can't. The business is ran by so many different personality types, so many different skill sets that you
Mhm.
cannot be all of them. It is
No,
impossible.
you can't.
It's
I mean, you can
impossible.
pretend here and there, but you're not going to
Yeah,
be sustainable in any form or
yeah.
fashion. So tell me this, when you're trying to figure out what people to pull into your team, what are you looking for?
Oh my God, this is great because we're doing some hiring and everything. So I would say that I always look for the soft skills really before the technical skills.
Okay.
I'm looking for personality. I'm looking for um, really signs of loyalty as well. Just that they're not gonna just be like, yeah, this is a paycheck for me, or this is just another kind of stop, on the road. This is something that I'm really passionate about, with either media or marketing or the type of role that they're applying for. And I make sure it's within their superpower. So
Okay.
if they are somebody that's like, oh yeah, I just think this is cool, be a kind of a cool space to be in. For media, I haven't really done this before. I've done this in the past. I'm like, okay, but what's really like that thing that you do that like it's just amazing, And if they don't know that question, a lot of people are still searching for that as well. But
Yeah.
it needs to be in line with what the role that they're applying for, because I want people to thrive in their excellence. And I'm not going to hire somebody that's not within that because it's really doing us both a disservice. But then after that, we'll get into the technical skills. Obviously, you got to make sure you have that. But really, I'm looking for also culture. They have to be willing to mold well with the team. I'm very protective over our team on the culture of it. And because I know of how kind of sacred it is, everybody really loves working at Forever Media. I'm not just saying that as a plug for myself, but I'm saying that because that's what I hear from our team, that they really enjoy the work we do, and they really like the environment and the camaraderie that goes around it.
Okay. That is cool. I've got a couple mentees who might be interested in Forever Media. We'll talk offline about that
Okay.
if that's
Okay.
okay with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So we've talked about how sacred your team is. How do you shape the culture of Forever Media as a leader?
I mean, really, yeah. I mean, you got to lead. you gotta, you gotta really put, your foot down where it needs to be put down on things that you're not going to tolerate. But also, you shape the culture by once again, it's providing opportunity for others and letting them do what they do best. And then you really create something that's fun, but you say like you got to set the tone. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of a workaholic myself, so I'm not one that's lax on a lot of stuff. So everybody kind of knows a certain tempo they need to be operating at. Because if you're below that tempo, it's kind of like it's very transparent if you are below the tempo that everybody else is humming on.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I try to set the tone with the team, and I give the openness to share ideas and to build so people can have their own stake in the business. So I really make sure that their ideas are shining through, and we say, hey, that's a great idea, show me
Let's
how
build
that
it.
can be done, let's get it, let's build it, and hey, I'll give it a chance, and let's get it going. So that way, if that works, now they feel like they own it. It's ownership, of that piece that was their idea. Now the whole team's doing it, and that's very valuable to build up on that culture, to
Yeah.
have other
Sense of
people win.
ownership makes a big difference in performance.
For sure, for sure.
That's really cool. So we've talked about what it takes, talked about how you build your team, how it's a sacred space for your people to be able to thrive.
Mhm.
That's critical for you. Where do you see Forever Media in 5 years?
Oh man, I
Is that
see.
is that not a good question?
No, these are great questions. This is fantastic. These are like this is very projective, projection questions, and also reflective, which I love. So I would say that 5 years, I see our team probably being 50 to 100, probably employees in 5 years. Really, I think as we're evolving as a company, I think that we are going to be a lot more true to what our mission is,
Okay.
and really just supporting, you know, other communities, building them up, providing an opportunity. We're going to definitely have a lot more visibility, to be able to do some fun stuff, and some good things in the world, and just really be more core to our mission. And I think that I will be, for myself, I will definitely be involved in something that I couldn't even foresee. So I just think I'm on a path where something's going to come up that's just like crazy opportunity. And I think in 5 years, I think I'll be there.
Well, that'll be exciting to see where you are. We'll mark the calendar for 2026 and
Yeah.
see what kind of celebrations are happening. I hope you celebrate each milestone and don't wait till the big
Thank
thing
you.
comes. We talked
Just
about
shoot me
this
a note.
earlier.
Shoot me a
You know,
note.
I'm already
Let me
gonna
know
hold you
for-
hostage about the book. That's the given. Like I'm gonna put a reminder
You
on my phone.
celebrate it.
Have you celebrate? You be like, what is this woman bothering me for?
I'm going to appreciate it. I really will.
So yeah. You know what? Let's have fun. Come here. My mom is here in the library with me today. She's like my one-off guest because I'm visiting her. I wanted her to say hello to you. She's over here whispering to me, I want that book.
Hello.
So say hi, everybody, to my mom.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm excited about it. Nice to hear all the good things you're doing. Positive.
Oh yes, thank you. That's what it's all about. Just positivity, growth of others, building them up, and really just creating opportunities for others that don't have a chance on it, or don't have that presented to them to have a chance.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because everybody's not able to just can create their own opportunities.
Yeah. Because they're just either not in the vein of it, or they're just, it's not presented to them. The door is not open. The door is like way down the hallway, and they don't even know how to get there.
Exactly.
So they don't even know the door is over there. They're looking around like, where's that door?
So true.
Yes.
So it's about guiding them to that door, and they got to walk through it though. So that's the one thing I do hold people to. If I provide an opportunity, they got to deliver. So don't get me on some stuff if you ain't going to deliver on the opportunity. It's like finally you get this moment, and also I can't, you don't answer your phone, or it's like you're doing some shoddy work. I'm like, come on.
Right. Let's come forward. Let's bring it up.
Yeah. Let's rise to the occasion.
Yeah. Well, Brittany says hi, Mom. Ramsey says hi, Mom. I got people commenting.
Everybody.
And Ramsey said she was wondering where was. Yes, guys, I'm in the library today.
You're a celebrity. Look at that. You're a celebrity.
Well, look, just bring my mom to the show. Everybody wants to talk to her.
Thank you guys for inviting me in. But I want a copy of that book. Hopefully I can get it all autographed.
Okay, cool. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We'll set that up.
Sorry, bye, everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't tell her I was going to bring her over here.
So cool. I love it.
Oh, people are asking about the link to the book. Brittany, let me get that for you guys. It is I am Jamar Jones. I'm going to put that up on the screen.
JamarJones.com. And then it's actually /book. But you can, if you go to the website, you can actually you can click on the top and you can get the book there.
Let's fix that /book for everybody so they know. Look, that's where you can get the book.
Bam. There it is.
So,
quick
there you go.
Right there.
So yeah, we'll type in. So if you guys, bear with me on a little bit of clicking. This is a live show. We try to make sure that we engage everybody and make sure you guys. Oh yeah, we are rocking the same hairstyle. She was like, I was like, look, I did not plan ahead. I just like threw a bunch of stuff in the suitcase and rolled up like Thursday night after work. I was like, I'm gonna hang out with my mom this weekend. I'll make it happen regardless, but we need to spend time. So here I am. And she was like, I want to braid your. She's like, let me redo your braids. I was like, fine, let's go for some childhood nostalgia today.
Okay.
So here we are, guys.
Yeah.
Rocking the same hair in the library in Perry, in Georgia. It's just chopping it up with Jamar, talking about his book, talking about Foureva Media, all the exciting things that are coming your way. So guys, be, in tune with Foureva Media, and I am JamarJones.com. So there's more than the book. He's got events. He's helping people to really build relatable brands. So if that's something that is something you need, I need you to get in touch with Jamar. Don't be a stranger. All of my guests are really wonderful about communicating and getting back to folks. So this is one way you can reach him right here. jjones.forevermedia.com. Don't hesitate to reach out. You know, he's got a great group of people around him, so that if he's not the person getting back to you, he's got Allie and a few other people that will let you know what's going on and how to get it done. Is there anything that I have not asked? Also said, oh, so cute. I imagine this is about the braids. Hey, Brittany. So again, if you want to get a hold of Jamar, this is one way to reach him. Forevermedia.com is another option if you were really just trying to get a feel for what his company does. There's a wealth of things. He even works on podcasts with people. I kind of looked around the website. There is really almost no limit to what can be done. So connect with Foureva Media, connect with Jamar. Is there anything I didn't ask you or anything we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
I think you've covered a lot. I would say this, and I like to kind of end a lot of the podcast this way on so today, you know, we had a good conversation, and a lot of people like to listen and they feel like they need to take action and do something, and then they, for whatever reason, they don't. I would say that today you dropped my email in there, just shoot me an email. I mean, it takes 2 seconds. If you want to get involved or start a conversation, build a relationship, that action right there, that's a lot of times what people don't do. They watch these things, they say, oh, well, they're not going to be reachable for me, or what can I offer? What kind of value? You never know until you actually take that step forward. And I know Steve Harvey says leap. You got to leap, and you have to take the jump. You know, everybody has to do it. And I know that I've done like big speaking engagements, and a bunch of people are on here, and it's like you get like 2 messages from like a crowd of like 500. And it's like, I don't know where the disconnect is. But I know it's not me. It's them. It's within them and their own kind of their search for self-awareness and self-love, to give themselves an opportunity to do that. So definitely reach out. I don't bite, you know, I mean, I'm very open and honest, and any way that I can provide you value and be able to help you on your journey, definitely, would love to talk about it.
So that is how you reach Jamar. He's also right here on LinkedIn. So there's really no reason for you not to be able to get a hold of him. Reach out. Don't be shy. I've had several guests reach out to other previous guests, and they've gotten the ball rolling on so many cool and creative projects. So like people here are genuinely meaning what they say when they show up to career conversations. They want you to reach out. That's why I invite some people I invite, because they're warm people. They're like, look, I'm really here to help. Jamar, I want to thank you so very much for being a guest on Career Conversations.
Yes,
I look forward to hearing about your book celebration.
Yes. I will do that. I will do that very soon.
Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. Jamar, if you'll hold on backstage for me. I want to thank you guys for being a part of the show. Thank you for working through technical issues with me today. LinkedIn Live did not want to cooperate, but I will have a link for the replay up shortly. If you guys have got questions, want to reach out to Jamar, here is his email one more time. That's jjones@forevamedia.com. You can find him on LinkedIn. If you are interested in learning more about him and the various things that he does as an individual, not necessarily attached to the company, IamJamarJones.com. And if you want the book, then I need you to go to IamJamarJones.com/book, order the copy, and then send an email. Tell them what you thought. Tell them, what difference and impact did it have? What would make it even, cooler or more exciting? Maybe there's an event idea you got that could be attached to it. Share. Like, this whole space is about community and making sure that we build ourselves to be the best we possibly can be. And so until next week, I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great week. And next week's guest and all that information is going to be posted on my LinkedIn page. So stay tuned. Mwah.